What's going on, everybody? It is me, your boy Gilbert,
And me, Harry.
and it is the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast, episode 329. And today we are back once again reviewing Maul Shadow Lord, episodes 5 and 6. Yay! No, seriously, I'm liking the show so far, but yeah, I think I mentioned it a little off air. I'm like, I kind of wish it would, pick up the pace or something, or like get to what they're, to the point of what they're trying to do. Like, maybe I'll change my tune next week when we see the Maul Devon episode. But yeah, this week I'm just like, it does feel like one of these episodes that we were going to review is filler.
It feels a little bit almost like the episodes should have been 40 minutes, an hour long instead of half an hour. Like they've written them like they were longer episodes almost.
Yeah. See, I'm like, if you're going to give us, because I think this show is only going to be 10 episodes long, and I think it ends on like May 3rd or May 4th or something like that. It's like supposed to end like right before May the 4th be with you.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I'm like, I don't know what they're planning on doing after that, but yeah, so it's not going to be very long. What I wish is that they would do, if they're going to do these 30-minute episodes, they would do like 20 episodes or something like that. Like make it like a season of Clone Wars or something like that. Or like you said, make it a 40-minute episode, because I'm like, this is just, it's too short for them to, like, if either, well, I don't think it's too short. I think it's just that they're not doing much with the time that they have. Like, they need to do a little more, or make it longer so they can do this and then also have like more stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it feels a little bit to me like, we're going to end up with 10 episodes, but we actually get like 5 episodes of content because sort of we're taking our time with everything.
And we got Universal in here saying if the episodes were longer, we would only have 6 of them. That is probably true, because that's what they did for like Obi-Wan, and that's what they did for Ahsoka. Like, that's what they did for all the other shows. But still, though, I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, just give us a slightly longer episode.
Or yeah, just sort of pick up the pace. You were able to do this in Clone Wars for years. There seems to be a bit more. I don't know if they're trying to feel like it's more legit now and it's slightly less aimed at children. But I'm like, I think you can make this a bit snappier.
Yeah, no, exactly. And apparently, yeah, according to Universal, this is the highest budget for any animated Star Wars show. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is. I'm like, because how many animated? There's been Rebels, Resistance, Clone Wars, obviously, Bad Batch, and this. And I mean, and I guess Visions, but those are done by other by other like production studios. So I'm like,
I mean, yeah,
maybe
if that's the case, I feel like I'm not seeing the budget.
yeah.
Other than the fact that it looks great, like it does look fantastic. But I feel one of the things we said last week was that the Star Wars animated stuff has never looked bad since Clone Wars. So yeah. I don't know exactly what we're getting for that giant budget.
Well, let's take a look at it. It's a good segue to jump right in, but maybe we're getting this the new. Ooh, look at them fire effects. That's where all the money went right there. Nah, but I mean, it's nice. It's crisp. Like this opening shot of like the Empire vehicle like darkening the city. Like the symbolism beats you over the head with it, but I appreciate it, because again, this is like kind of the whole thing of Star Wars. It's not meant to be deep. It's like, it's philosophy for children, So I appreciate this, again, the symbolism of the Empire gets there and now there's suddenly a dark cloud over the city. But and then, yeah, you mentioned this off air as well, that there's a little bit of like the Clone Wars aspect of it, because we see like the ships that fly down are like what is it? They like Republic cruisers or Republic carriers.
Yeah, they're much more like what we saw the Clone Wars being dropped in, rather than the kind of more Imperial troop carriers that we recognize from the original trilogy.
Yeah. Although we do get these clones that, or well, not clones, they are very much stormtroopers. We talked about that as well. And they are, let me see, they look like, let's see if I can get a picture of them right here, almost like they look a little more like the Ralph McQuarrie stormtroopers that you get in like in the concept art.
Yeah, they're not quite there yet to our classic stormtrooper design.
Yeah, but they are very much not clones, because like I noticed, I was listening for that. I'm like, are they going to use Tamara Morris? Are they going to make it, or not Tamara? What's his name? Brett. Shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Baker. The guy who voices every clone in that show.
The guy who's Upper and he's a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, D. Bradley Baker, I think that's his name is.
That's
But
it.
yeah, so yeah, but it's not him. So I'm like, yeah, they are very much not the clones of yore. I, what I noticed about this is I don't, maybe they did in the last episode. Have they been using the Imperial March? Because I don't think they used the Imperial March very much in this episode, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity because
Not
they
that I
are the Empire.
noticed. Now that you mention it, yeah, I didn't notice that. I suppose we didn't have the Emperor or Vader show up, so maybe it's not quite appropriate to have the Imperial March. But it is surprising, given that we got Duel of the Fates when Maul first turned up, that we didn't get that
Yeah,
musical sting. Yeah, no,
and
true.
and so I'll grant you that. Yeah, like nowadays, Imperial March is more like synonymous with Vader's theme than it is the Imperial theme. But I'm just saying, like it is literally their, like, it's supposed to be their theme song, not just Vader has co-opted that.
Mm, true.
but but you're right. No, I guess it's like it's not really appropriate because the main characters aren't there. Although we'll get to that later. I think they might be teasing someone showing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the Empire shows up. We get to see them just completely martial law the planet, and then they drop us on Daki and Devin. Like, I guess I don't know how, but I guess he got wounded somehow during like the battle with Maul, and during I'm guessing during like when the bridge collapsed and he tried to use the Force to like save all those people. I guess he threw out his back or something.
yeah, he's wounded now.
Because the show needs a little more drama. We need to have like a reason that he's slowing, that they can't just like disappear. He has to be slowed down a little bit.
Was he not? Wasn't he there? Didn't he get involved in the ambush that took place when Maul ambushed the cops?
That is right. Maybe he got. I think he might have gotten shot during that ambush. That's right.
Yeah,
like trying to take down Maul. He got like hit by a stray bullet. No, you're right. I guess I'm just saying. I'm like, you could have easily. It's hard enough already without him being wounded. You don't need him to, unless he's going to die, which that could happen.
I mean, it definitely. We're sort of already back on the. I don't want to say that it's like paint by numbers. I think that might be a bit too unfair, but it is very. Yeah, okay, we know exactly where this is going. At least for a little while. Okay, we already had the smoking gun of the Empire are going to turn up. Well, not smoking gun, the Chekhov's gun of the Empire are going to turn up. So the Empire have to turn up. If we've got a Jedi on there, then okay, so the Jedi now have to get out of Dodge. So how do the Jedi get out of Dodge? That's our next plot. And as we'll see, you can start just following it along and like, okay, and now there's Inquisitors to find the Jedi, because that's what happens every time we see a Jedi. Inquisitors show up.
And that's the interesting thing is that they sent. So I want to talk about that for a second. So I'll skip ahead a little bit because we get to see, the captain and the chief of police, like they get to watch the Empire come over and take over, and then they pull her in for questioning. And he like implies that like this asshole, oh shit, let me pull it up. This asshole, the Aryan Brotherhood's dream over here, like he sits and like tells him like, hey, don't go too far, Captain. I'm gonna be at. Dude, seriously, he's blonde hair and blue eyed. It's not even like trying to be subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he tells the captain, he's like, don't go too far. You're basically gonna be next. And let me see. I'm kind of jumping out of order here, but when we skip, like when it comes back to it, it reveals that she's been like the captain or the chief has been like, what is it, permanently reassigned, which I think is Imperial code for dead.
Yeah, or at least like some sort of Imperial work camp. She's now drinking out of a tube from the wall and building bits of a Death Star.
Exactly. One way out.
On program.
Yeah, on program. Exactly. Or maybe her brain got scrambled because it shows that what she had to be subjected to is what he got is this dude. Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, the Inquisitor. And so I wanted to bring this up. The reason I wanted to kind of skip ahead and show this part is because I'm curious. The reason he's sent here is not for Jedi, it's for Maul. It's like they were sent there because Two Boots told them like, hey, Maul is here and we don't have the resources to take him down. so they sent this guy. I'm like, for a Jedi, usually it would be one of the other Inquisitors, or at least that's usually who it was. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
wonder, is this guy like,
Is
okay,
he special? Like
yeah,
is he?
or is there something about him that they're like, he's expended. Let's send him after Maul. Like because I'm like, because he isn't revealed in Ahsoka that he's like a ghost or something.
Yes, because in Ahsoka, when he is finally killed, um, what comes out of him is the green gas that
Same.
the Night Sister witches use to bring people back. Well, it's how their magic manifests. Like when they sort of bring people back from the dead and make their little force zombies. Um, so yeah, which I suppose then, like, if this is tied into Ahsoka, we can start then maybe building some potential surprises. I mean, they're not huge surprises, but does this mean Thrawn gets involved? Because we know this character was tied to Thrawn in Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, I've forgotten the name of the character, but the woman from Ahsoka who is eventually trying to get to Thrawn, to bring him back into the galaxy. Like, is
Oh
he
yeah,
involved?
like the chick with like the spear. I know who you're
Yes.
talking about. Yeah, the one from
Yeah.
the Mandalorian. I know who you're talking about. So that's a good question. Is that she involved in this? Is like that shows that the Night Sisters are involved. Maul was a Night brother, so is that going to explain how this guy became a Night like a thing of the Night brothers or the Night Sisters? Like, is that going to show how that magic got involved with it? Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if Maul took him down and then like used some kind of like weird magic to bring him back and make him his servant or something.
That's an interesting idea, and to be fair, it does seem to suggest that he is not
Morgan
currently
Elsbeth.
dead
Mm.
because he didn't speak at all in Ahsoka when he was like a zombie, and he does speak in this.
That's true. Although he does sound like not zombie, but he does sound very like there's something wrong with there. He's not all there.
I mean, they're just running out of different voice things to put on fucking Sith. Like,
That's true.
just they have to think of a slightly different voice modulator for every Sith with a mask on every time they turn up, and they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
That's true. At a certain point, like there's only so many effects you can do to a with a helmet to make and like no, I get what you're saying. Let's see here. So yeah, there's a little part I skipped over a little bit. We get to go into the sewers, which again I love this like kind of dingy, like all the greens and like the real dark colors that they're using for this. Like also I just like the idea that there's like a city for some reason in the sewers. There's like it's like the Undercity or something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I enjoy this part because that's like it shows where they're hiding out, like and his like lair is in like the depths of. Again, it's just I enjoy that scenery, and we get to see Maul like again art like we talked about a little bit off air of him with what's her name Rook. It's Rook Cast. So I did confirm that is this character is Rook Cast. He's sitting there like arguing with her. She's like, "Why are you? Why are we still here? Why don't we leave? Like, what? You just want to get the girl, don't you?" Like, I feel like we're gonna have him lose his Mandalorians before the end of this. Like, they're gonna
Yeah,
turn on him.
yeah, yeah. I feel like everyone's gonna get sick of his shit.
Yeah, even this dude, like he even says, like, "Hey man, what the hell? You killed all my syndicate guys. Like, I have nothing now. What am I supposed to do?" And Maul just says, "Whatever, I don't care. Go on, do your thing." And now he's just kind of like this guy is gonna betray him first chance he gets.
Yeah, yeah. I said this to you off air. I don't like that. Essentially, it feels like in this scene, particularly, we just throw out the entire kind of crime story. It feels like it, and I feel like we're not going to see it come back. The best that I think that we're going to get is, I agree with you, his Mandalorians and possibly even Night Brothers are going to just be like, nah, man, we're not down for this. You're on your own now. And I guess I think you were right before that. We're ultimately going to be left with just Devon being his apprentice and then becoming whoever you said that she was. whoever she was
Darth
supposed to
Talon.
be. Darth Talon. There you go.
See, we do get this part where the two men, where these like a couple of these Mandalorian guys, like the mercenaries, are sitting there just like, oh well, I don't care about the Empire as long as we get paid, but now we're not getting paid, and like they are starting the seeds of dissent, like they. So I feel like either we're gonna have a civil war between his groups or between his like lackeys, or they're all just gonna again abandon him for the Empire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a little bit of that. Yeah, Maul talks about how he wants to go get Devin, and so he's still there for her. And let me see here. You know, we already covered that part of him getting interrogated. And then yeah, so these two they start talking about how they're like we go back to Devin and Docky, and they're talking about how they're going to get off the planet. And I think it's great how his plan, like she says, like what are we going to do? Like we have no contacts, we have no friends, like we have no one that can help us. And he's like, we might have one. To which he's like, I like how his immediate plan is, hey, let's go get the cops involved.
Yeah, yeah. Like, do you know what the best thing to do when an authoritarian regime is terrorizing you? Go to the highest point of authority that you can manage.
Yeah.
Like,
Find the nearest police officer and
yeah,
turn yourself in.
yeah. It's not gonna work, my friends. I'm sorry to say, but when the FBI show up, the sheriff isn't gonna hide you from them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, so it does seem a bit doomed from the start, and he says that thing of like there might be one, and it is like it feels very much like you can feel the writing in that of well because we've written nothing else. There's no one else for them to talk to. Nothing else has happened with these guys. It literally just has to be them. It almost has to be that cop to justify him remaining in the show now that the Empire have turned up.
Yeah, exactly. Like they do, and I think they now, mind you, they make that choice after they are at the train station. Like they have to go. You know, they're trying to find a way off the planet, and before they go to the cop, like they end up like, oh well, we can't take the train now because they're checking IDs at every like, you know, and he does the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing where he's like, you don't need to see our identification. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
This is a real CinemaSins moment, like like where someone's going like. But what happens when just someone else goes, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" And like, oh yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Arguably, that kind of like makes the whole Obi-Wan Kenobi thing not work. Because I mean, what happens if one of those other three dudes who were standing there goes, "Hey, sir, what are you talking about? We didn't look at his identification." Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, but it does go right away. Like the other guy's like, why didn't you check them? And he's like, they're free to go. And yeah, it immediately like broke the spell or whatever, the force thing. And yeah, like that's their plan, is that they go decide to go to the police or to the cops place. I also just wanted to, oh no, yeah, go ahead.
No. Let's go on to this bit.
Let me see here. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about is that during this scene, she does talk about how like she asked like why can't we fight or why can't we do anything about like she does kind of like start echoing Maul's words and he does call her out for it, which I called that on the last episode that like we were probably going to have some starting of that of her being like, well, why don't we use our power? Why don't we fight? Why don't we do this, that, and the and so it's starting like so basically it shows that the seeds of the dark side are kind of like starting to get in her.
I feel like it's a bit of a weird conversation that they have because he does say directly like that sounds like Maul talking, and they I think they skip over the fact that basically the real reason that they're not fighting is because they lose. Like it is very much within the Jedi sort of code and what Jedis can do to fight. Like they could fight to try and get out of this, but the plain fact is that they'll lose. It's not just like like before there might have been a thing of like, hey, you're not going to break out of the jail cell that you've been put in because they're the cops and these guys are just trying to do their best, like some of these are good guys, but now the Empire's turned up and they are just straight up baddies. And he's just like, yeah, no, just say the honest truth of like, do you really think that you, me, and a guy with a double blade lightsaber are enough to just take on everyone? Like,
yeah, like
I don't
even
think
with his syndicate, even with like the pikes on his, like even with his connections, is like, yeah, no, we don't have a chance against the Empire. We need like, More, we need a rebellion.
Yeah. We got to be smarter about this. We need a rebellion.
But anyway, so let's see here. I want to talk about this scene a little bit. Like, we have the kid who, like, because of the Empire taking over, he just wanders into the like. There's a bunch of like change and upheaval. Like, a bunch of the droids are being swapped out with what I'm assuming are Imperial droids, or just Imperials, and so yeah, like the kid is like in all the confusion. He walks in there and he starts asking like, Two Boots, what's going on? Where's my dad? What's happening? And I love how Two Boots is just like the most unlikable. He's somehow more unlikable than C-3PO. Let me see. Oh, shit, I keep on not showing.
Would I say he's more unlikable than C-3PO? I mean, yeah, maybe. He does have the "I didn't think that leopards would eat my face" moment in this. And like he's just sort of like, "What do you mean that the Empire are dickheads?"
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I get the problem is that he's a droid. He's just following protocol. He doesn't understand maybe human emotions or anything. Because he says, like, the guy in the last episode tells him, like, the captain says, Two Boots, you're smart, but you just don't get it. Like, you don't understand. Like, when the Empire is not just going to go away. Like, or no, he tells him on this one. He's like, yeah, like, the Empire is not just going to go away when Maul's been captured. Like, they're going to stay here and they're going to, like, ruin everything. They're going to fuck up the planet. And he's just like, well, I don't have the information to comment on that. Captain Lawson is like, dude, you're an idiot.
Rename him to Two Boots Liquor.
Yeah, I love that. See, but although we do have this again, when the Nazi guy shows up and tells him, like, kid, you're not allowed to be here, leave. He also looks at the droid at Two Boots and says, those aren't regulation. Like, you need to change that. He looks at his boots and says, hey, those aren't regulation. Change those. And you see like a second where Two Boots is like he has a moment of like, oh, what the hell? I'm not allowed to wear my boots. I'm not allowed to be a quirky droid anymore.
What?
It's like, why is that?
Because you called the leopards who eat faces and they ate your fucking face, my guy.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. If Two Boots has like his moment of where he like stuns the Imperial captain or something, or he like fights back because he's pissed off about his boots, I'm like, God damn you stupid droid. I'm gonna be really annoyed. I'm gonna hope that he ends up in a scrapyard. Because, dude, Two Boots has been so unlikable. Like, it's Richard Ayoade, and that's fun. I'm like, I love Moss, and I'm like, we all enjoy, him being, him. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you're being insufferable right now, and I really wish you would just, like, what the hell, man? Oh no, Harrison froze. Oh no. Okay, everyone. Well, here I'm gonna go to the comments real quick while we wait for Harrison to come back.
Am I back?
There we go. Yeah, Harrison, you're back.
Hey, cool.
Here, let's. Inquisitorius were made because they didn't want to fight, or because they couldn't fight Vader every time. Makes sense. Or, yeah, because they couldn't. The Inquisitorius were made because they couldn't fight Vader every time. Makes sense why he and Maul were basically final bosses in Rebels and Kenobi. Oh, okay. They were sent because Vader couldn't be everywhere, basically. I'm like, still though, like they were also sent because waste not, want not. Like, you don't want to just kill Jedi when you could use them. But anyway,
I've seen a lot of the conversation of the fact that they're not Sith, that they are former Jedi, and like, of course they can't be Sith because there's only 2 Sith ever. But there's a hell of a lot of guys who use the Force and have red lightsabers and are dickheads. And I'm saying that the lines are not as crisp and clear as you might think.
No, absolutely agree. Except for when we all agree that the Empire is pieces of shit. Like, the Empire sucks. We can all agree to that.
I just mean that, like, for them not being Sith, you couldn't fit a cigarette paper between the difference between them and the Sith.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, they're shitty people using the Force and having red lightsabers. They are basically the same fucking thing.
Yeah, like Star Wars has not made a good enough like difference between them, other than, like, I don't know, one of them gets to go into the Sith lounge at the airport and the others don't.
They have They're a red lightsaber. Oh, you're a red lightsaber carrier. Of course. Well, right this way. You get to use the executive suite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so we actually get to see this as well. We get to see Lawson's like wife. I guess she's a. I don't know if she. I wouldn't say an Imperial officer because we don't see any like rank pins or anything on her, but she's definitely like in their uniform.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not entirely sure what she's doing, and yeah, like this whole thing of it's interesting how much that she is telling him to look, just go along with it. Whatever they ask you to do it, just comply. And that it is clearly his intention not to. Like you immediately get this feeling of like he is more interested in defying the Empire, and his immediate impression of the Empire is that these guys are bad and they are scary.
See, and that's kind of the thing is I'm surprised about that because I was worried. All right, also I like this technology. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but I love their technology of like holograms being able to like be in the same room essentially.
Oh my god, I kind of hate Star Wars holograms because they make no sense. Like, what is she seeing? like, like,
Like, how is it being projected? What is even happening right now?
yeah.
Like, is she just seeing him sit like a hologram of him sit in the air? But anyway, I digress. The so I was surprised because I thought we were gonna have like, Dad, you didn't show up to my lacrosse game. I'm gonna go join the Empire. I'm gonna go live with Mom now that the Empire's here. Like, but they completely did a 180 on my expectations on that one. And now he's like, Mom, you need to help Dad. He's been captured. Like, what's going on? And he's definitely gonna end up in a rebel like the Rebel Alliance. Like he's definitely gonna go join the Rebel Academy or something.
The fact that she doesn't do anything, given that like if he's like being held by like an Inquisitor or just by the Empire in general, he could be sent somewhere. Like she has no idea what's about to happen to her son, about whether like his dad will be there to like take care of him, to pay the rent. Like what is going to happen? And she's just sort of like, hey, just do what they tell you. Like, don't worry about it.
Oh God, what does Child Protective Services even look like with the Empire? Like,
yeah,
like they just they conscript you into the rebel or into the Imperial Navy. Like you end up as a stormtrooper or something.
You're right. That probably is just it. It's like, you love playing your space lacrosse. Well, get in. You're in a big team now.
Basically, we're sending you to the Imperial Academy on scholarship, on a lacrosse scholarship. So yeah, but she basically just tells him like, keep your head down, like don't fuck with the Empire, and you'll be fine. Like and I love how she just kind of brushes him off. She's like, your dad will be okay. Like, don't worry, he'll be all right. I'm like, no, that's not. Like, you must be like a secretary or something. You must be in cleric. You must be in the typing pool of the Empire because there's no way that this is gonna be that him like being interrogated is gonna be okay. But yeah, so she kind of tells him like you're like it'll be fine and hangs up on him and he's left just pondering. And let me see here. Yeah, again, we go back to this dude. I think he's called Merrick or Merrock, which is what
Universal said it was Marok, the first brother, apparently.
Yeah, the first brother. Ooh, so he's the first Inquisitor. I don't know. I don't even. I honestly at this point I have stopped questioning like what their names mean and just like cool. You're the eighth brother. Nice. I love it.
Yeah. I like your vibe. I like your helmet. I'll go with that.
Yeah, you look cool. Your lightsaber is goofy, but yeah, I like it. Let me see here. So yeah, we're back to I'm trying to.
This is the moment where they say about like, oh yeah, we've got like one contact.
That's right, and then they decide to go to the police's house or to the cop's house. Then it feels weird because we skip from like nighttime with Merrick to daytime with them to back to nighttime with Merrick.
I don't know where he's supposed to be. Is he sort of like in the Undercity? So maybe it's technically the same time of day. He's just in a place where there's no sunlight.
I guess maybe that could be because I thought
this is where the ambush happened, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not really exactly sure where it is, but yeah, maybe it's just in a place where there's no sunlight. Fair enough. But yeah, it was really confusing to me watching this. I'm like, are they skipping back? Is this like skipping through time? What's happening here?
This fucking Memento.
Dude, exactly. But so yeah, we get to basically. I'm just gonna kind of gloss ahead to again, like him fighting, like he's getting his leg healed and fighting with what's her name, Rook again, about whether or not they should stay or leave, and he decides to stay. One thing I don't really understand is how did like this dude, like, let me see what's his name, Lawson, how did Lawson get out of here without being like they didn't show how the interrogation went or what the interrogation was. It kind of bugged me how they how he just kind of walked out unscathed, and they never really just like the very next thing is that his house gets raided by the Empire, but still though it's like they didn't show him getting like force messed with, like his mind being melded or nothing. They didn't show nothing like that, and I'm a little bugged by it.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. Maybe they did look into his mind, and so it. The only thing that I could think is perhaps that it's possible that they can tell that he's had contact with Ducky, and that maybe he's their best way to find Ducky is like if you know, he'll lead us to him, sort of thing. Because in the next episode when there is a raid on his home, that's kind of what I was thinking of. Like, okay, so how have they done this? Is it because they followed him there, or were they aware of this all along?
Like that's what I'm wondering about, because yeah, like they were there for Maul and they just kind of stumbled upon Jedi in the process of that, or did they just know all along and they were using him to get to the Jedi, like thinking that, oh well, he'll lead us to them eventually, kind of thing. I don't know. I'm like, all I know is that they ended up at his house, and then we jump right into the next episode of them being raided, like being swatted by the Empire. I also I kind of like this opening part with Darth Maul. Here, let's see if it'll let us do it. I do kind of like this part with Darth Maul where he's like just training by himself. Like this is kind of just like he's aura farming for like super hard here. Like eyes closed, he's swinging his lightsaber. Look at this dude. He's like definitely like, they're watching me right now. I definitely got to look cool for them. Because I'm like, there's nothing like necessary about closing your eyes or doing any of this like that. But does he do it? Hell yes. Why? Because it's the rule of cool.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
apparently, there are some things of doing stuff like this is genuinely quite good. It's like they're talking about like boxers who like do shadow boxing, that it generally just like makes you better when you're actually against someone. But it does feel a bit goofy sometimes. It's a bit much, a bit House of Flying Daggers.
Yeah, kind of like, but I kind of enjoy it because they are supposed to be like samurai, Ronin, whatever. So I'm like, I do kind of enjoy that idea. It's just, again, the goofiness of him closing his eyes and like flipping around doing. I'm like, okay, dude, now you're just showing off. But yeah, so after we get that scene, we get to have the robot. Let me see, shows him the Inquisitor going after Docky and the kid, and so he goes. Obviously, he has to jump in and intervene. And I think she even tells him gets pissed off at him for saying that he's going to intervene. Let me see here. Yeah, no, we go back to Lawson's apartment. I like how. So again, do you not know what the purge, what the Great Purge was? Like, because he tells him it's like, me and my apprentice went through something that I can only describe as a great purge of the Jedi. I'm like, yeah, that's what it's called. It's literally what it was reported as. I'm like,
I can only describe it as exactly what it was.
Like, Palpatine went on the fucking news nets or whatever and went and said to the entire galaxy, "Hey, we're an empire now, and we're gonna wipe out the Jedi." It's like,
hey, I've got this great idea. Let's do a big purge. Let's purge all the Jedi. We should call it the Big Purge.
But yeah, he's just like, I can only describe this as a purge of the Jedi, or I'm like, yeah, no, or it's like an extermination of the Jedi. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I'm like, people know about that. Stop telling us things we already have seen a million. Most of the people who watched those movies are now in college and are having children. Like,
I can only assume that Lawson is like me at some where he was like, at some point he just stopped watching the news because he was like, it just makes me mad and nothing gets better, so I'm not going to do this anymore. And like he's just been like going, what? Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't care. Are you
It just
happy that the
tries
war's over? The war's over? Ah, sure, fine, whatever.
it just drives me like batty that he's like, oh, a laser sword. I haven't seen a Jedi since the Clone Wars. I haven't seen it. I'm like, dude, these are not that far away. These are not that long ago. And it's like you're kind of just glossing up. It's like, oh yeah, one day we were Jedi, and then there just weren't. I don't know. The Jedi are fickle, man. I don't know. And one day they're here, the next day they're not. I'm like,
Hey,
nah,
I'm a
dude,
working dad. I had to get my kid to like from school to space lacrosse practice. Like, I ain't got time to be figuring out whether there's Jedi around.
yeah, it drives me insane that people are still like they still want to give me this idea that people do not know. Like we've heard of the Jedi, but you have not heard of that time where they all got exterminated.
Maybe it's because Two Boots told him and he just ignored him.
I guess I don't know. It just there we go. But so we go through this whole thing. I do also like this interaction with her being like, "So is that your mom?" And or like asking like when he says like, "Oh, this is like he says you've never heard of like lacrosse or whatever the hell he calls it, bocce ball or whatever the thing is," and she's like a sport. It's like yes. Do Jedi not play sport? Like I know you're a Jedi and everything, and you have to train on like with lightsabers, but have you never played with a ball? Like, does Master Yoda never let you guys have like a soccer ball?
I don't know. Like a bit of me is just like, oh no, she's just like a goth kid, because that was exactly my reaction to like sports, any form of sport when I was 15. Like, a sport? You play a sport? Ugh.
It's like, oh, you play sports? Well, clearly my childhood was very different from your childhood. It's like, okay, dick. No, that's pretty funny. I just think it's you're right. She does kind of have like a goth girl like a vibe to her. Minus like she's pink and she's not wearing anything black, but the fact that if she were a Jedi, she'd absolutely be having like some black robe. She'd be doing some like Anakin Skywalker shit.
Yeah, you have expected to be like a sport. How conformist.
How conformist. I mean, he does say, he's like, oh, you never heard of this sport? Well, it's pretty popular, you know. I'm like, okay, dude, like, relax.
Okay, Steve Harrington, sure.
Yeah, you're like, you peaked in high school, like, we get it.
Your dad doesn't have the heart to tell you that it's never getting better than this.
I think it's wild that he never set his son looks to be like 15, 16 years old. You never set your son down and told him that the Empire is evil. Like they imply, like he says another thing in another episode is like, son, there's things you don't understand about the Empire. Why haven't you told him? Like, you need to tell him that it's not okay to be walking down a dark alley with a black hoodie at night. It's,
Yeah, for his own safety, you need to be like, hey, here's like some rules we have to live by now that we're in this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is the most like hands off. I get you're out being a cop and stuff, but I'm like, bro, you really need to be like teaching your son about the world and stuff, especially with the world in a world with the Empire.
Maybe Lawson's really mad about that. Like before the Empire came along, like he was like set up to have a real like Americana, like the best life in the small town sort of thing. He was a cop. His son was like a school sports star. Like everything was going to be great. His son was probably going to knock some girl up on prom night and then join like the Republican Navy. And then he gets to be buried in a Republic flag and everyone will be happy. They'll make a Time Life movie about his dog.
Gets a 21 blaster salute. So yeah, but he tells him the whole story about the Jedi, tells him like, hey, we need help. And I like how Lawson at first is like, no, we're not going to help you. Like I can't do anything. I have to look out for my kid, which is the obvious choice, but then kind of just gets forced to it. He then immediately gets forced to when the Inquisitor shows up and starts like just completely wrecking their apartment. which is again something I noticed, like as I mentioned on the last episode, is that like in a confined space, you notice how they're like slicing through shit, like the walls are gonna start getting like sliced through and like cut and stuff. Versus with Maul, like, when he was doing his like hallway scene, he wasn't only slicing the people who were like in there. He wasn't like just needlessly cutting the place to shreds.
No, true. Yeah, no, very
I
true.
think that's just something I noticed about like different fighting styles of different like force users or just lightsaber users. Where's Harry? Well, where are you? Where are you from, Harry? Because apparently
I'm good.
there's a 30-minute free. Because
Yeah,
apparently there's a 30-minute free screening of Mando and Grogu on May 4th, and I'm like, I don't have to go watch that. I can wait.
I appreciate Universal for you asking, but I'm good, thanks. That's all good.
I don't need to see if there's a 30-minute free screening in my town.
Yeah, I'll probably go see it when it comes out because I'm interested to see what they do with it. Like I'm really hoping for a return to form with the Mandalorian.
Sigourney Weaver's in it. That's I think that's a step in the right direction. I like seeing her and stuff, so
Sorry,
I'll give it a chance. Sigourney Weaver's apparently in it. And I guess she's gonna have like a major role in there.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see.
Well, I've been liking the trailer so far. It looks pretty good. Let's see here. So yeah, we get like I think it really messed up how I don't know what it is. I'm guessing like he must have like pieced something together at the crime scene because we see again Merrick at the crime scene, like looking at blaster marks and scarring and stuff like that. And I'm guessing he must have pieced together that Lawson let Daki go or something because there's no other explanation that I could have as to how he knew they were here.
Yeah. There's some things happen. So maybe this will be a reveal later on. That Lawson gave them up. Something like that, and that's how he got out of the interrogation.
That'd be kind of interesting to see if like it does reveal that Lawson like totally just gave like he just like cracked or something, or he gave them information. I doubt it, but I think it'd be kind of a cool little like twist to see the like Lawson and turns out to be the bad guy.
Well, it could be like a key factor. If Devon is destined to become Darth Talon, that's sort of a key thing that turns it to the dark side. Is that Lawson, was happy to turn them over if it meant that he could get the Empire off his planet.
I do want to say I love this part where they're getting shot at, and she's like, maybe the roof wasn't the best place, Lawson, or maybe it wasn't the best plan, Lawson. And he says maybe coming to my apartment wasn't the best plan. I enjoy the quippy like back and forth because yeah, it's kind of true. It's like she's giving him shit. I'm like, dude, you guys came to him, you fucked him over.
Yeah, just it's like, all right, no, that's it. They can have you. Like, fuck you. I'm not taking this shit.
Like, I surrender. Only 4 episodes left. Yeah, so I guess that's an interesting question. Like, where do you think we're going with this? Like now, because we do have them on the run, and I guess like the whole rest of the episode is them being on the run from the Empire, and we get at least like. We get 2 lightsabers because we get the one lightsaber battle here, and then we get another one later on in the episode when Maul shows up.
So I suppose I don't know whether we want to go to it right now. That there is some sort of tease of someone else at the end of this episode, and so I think that it suggests to me that they're going to be key to what happens next. And
yeah, we get like at the very end of it. Yeah, Merrick goes in like, oh, he's in league with 2 Jedi, and Maul is here, and he's talking to this guy or this person who seems to be in a robe of some sort.
Yeah, so it's sort of that initial bit. I don't know if it intentionally is like that. I would have thought it was intentional that it looks like it's a hood. So you go, okay, the Emperor. And the Emperor might be interested, particular in finding out what's happened to Maul. Obviously, with Maul having at one time been his apprentice, but hey, he doesn't own robes. He ain't the Lord of Robes, so other people could potentially be wearing it. We were discussing it. Could it be someone else, the Grand Inquisitor, some other character? We'll have to see. And maybe, we discussed about, I don't know whether it necessarily would be, but if it wants to tie in more to Ahsoka and other things, it could be potentially Morgan Elsbeth. Probably not. I think based on like where a character is later on in the story, because this is a prequel to all that stuff now.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know, she's interested in finding Maul as a Zabrak Sith. You know, she wants to know where he's at. And perhaps wants to team up with him. I don't know.
I have an interesting question. Do you think we're going to reveal, like, I know his name is Merrick, but do you think we're going to reveal a face? We're going to see like who he is, or if he's like what kind of, you know, which Jedi he was or anything? Do you think we're going to see any kind of stuff like that about him, or are they trying to pull like a fast one and make it like turns out Merrick is actually like on the, like, could this be someone other than like Palpatine or Vader or something like that?
Yeah,
like,
that it's not just as simple as
like,
that they're just an Inquisitor.
Yeah, because what Universal says is true. Technically, in the comics, the Inquisitorius was created to answer to Vader. Like, they're supposed to, like, even the Grand Inquisitor answers to Vader. So, like, they're all like under him, and because like they, like, the very first time he's introduced to them, he's dropped in, and they all try to attack him at once, and he takes and he not wipes them out, but he beats them all in single combat. So like they all like answer to him because he's stronger than all of them, and he's proven it. But at that point, I'm like, if they wanted to show Vader, they could have just showed. They could have had a breathing thing, and there is no Thrawn in this, says Universal. That's, at least that's their. And I don't think it's Thrawn either, because Thrawn is like, at this point, yeah, he would be a Grand Inquisitor, but he wouldn't be or he would be the what is it, Grand Admiral, but he wouldn't be like, he had no dealings with the Inquisitorius, or he had very little dealings with Vader most of the time.
Also, sorry, you just said that can't be Darth Talon 200 years difference in the timeline. Who the fuck's Darth Talon then?
Hang on, I could have sworn Darth Talon was Maul's apprentice, but I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so Darth Talon was envisioned by George Lucas as Darth Maul's apprentice in the new and new Darth Vader in his unproduced sequel trilogy. She was designed as a loyal red-skinned Twi'lek Sith who would act as the enforcer for a crime lord, Maul, operating around 130 years after Return of the Jedi in Legends or in post-era. So, but yeah, I don't know how that works, but apparently, yeah, she did, operate 130 years after Return of the Jedi, but she was still supposed to be Maul's apprentice. So maybe they just lived for a long time.
Wikipedia is saying that she was trained by a fellow Twi'lek Sith Lord named Darth Ruin. But this is right. Look, I know we're all about Star Wars, but Star Wars lore kind of fucking sucks.
Okay, I think what it was saying is that, yeah, like, George Lucas originally wanted her to be Maul's apprentice, but when she actually like was written and like things came out, that's what she originally was, like 130 years later kind of thing. But yeah,
so actually, yeah. So getting to that, saying it can't be Darth Talon, if it could, maybe it could be Darth Talon because like, as we know, if it's not on TV or in a movie, it's not canon. So like, unfortunately, they could be doing that. They could be throwing out what they've already have of Darth Talon and doing something different.
Yeah,
man, Star Wars is annoying me.
So that is the problem with something that has been around for 50 years at this point. Like, it's 50 years next year, in 2027. So, but so that's the problem with something that's been around for 20 or for 50 years, is that that has so much lore and so much different like things that are considered like, this is canon, that's not canon. Well, I don't think that's canon. I don't recognize the sequel trilogy, shit like that. It's like, when you have such a divided fan base, it's hard to pin down what is and isn't, canon, or what they can and can't do, what they might do. Is she Darth Talon? I don't know. I don't care. Right now, she's a fucking Twi'lek. She's a new Twi'lek character. Let's just let it be that. I'm like, but yeah. So let me see here. I do want to let's go back to this part where they're escaping. They end up. I forget. Oh no, that's how. Yeah, she ends up hijacking the fucking troop transport, which I do kind of like that idea. I think that's why they kept that in there, so they can have an excuse as to why she's able to fly it. Like, the Jedi and the Jedi would absolutely be trained to fly these things.
Yeah. I will admit I do like some of the banter between her and Lawson. I like when they're in the cockpit together and Lawson is complaining about how she flies, and she's like, "Do you want to fly this?" And he's like, "Yes."
It's like, yeah, I do. You're gonna get us, and I do kind of like the like after that she shows a badass maneuver and is like, "Oh, you were saying," and that I do kind of like that. It's a little, because again, like it kind of shows that she is a badass, and it like it talks about like Maul was talking to her about how she wanted to be a hero, she wanted to be a Jedi, and she wanted like during the Clone Wars, like she was taken like her chance to be glory was taken away, and it kind of shows that she was like kind of a badass. Like she could have been like a hero in the Clone Wars if she'd wanted to, or if she'd been given the chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I do kind of like that. It's like subtle character development, but it's there. Let me see here. Also, I kind of like this moment where it shows Lawson in the cockpit being like when she does like the dive maneuver, he gets like raised up in his seat, and then in the very next scene, we see these two sitting there not buckled in. Like, I just love the idea that when she like dove like that, they're just like, woo.
It's been bouncing around in there.
No offense, but her jumping in gave me give me scary Ray vibes.
Like,
in what way?
Like, yeah, like,
do you mean
like when Ray was supposed to be scary, like in the third movie when she was supposed to be going to the dark side, or like it gives you Ray vibes and you are scared of those Ray vibes?
Oh yeah, because I mean, if that's the thing, it's like scary. Oh, I don't want her to be Ray. I'm like, she's only 17 in this show apparently. So when did she go to flight school? I mean, the Jedi have they back when they were at their peak, they had the little like Jedi fighters that they had to fly around, and then during the Clone Wars, I bet you they did train Padawans to how to fly certain ships. Like,
yeah, and it's known that the Jedi train from like a really young age, isn't it? It's like all them younglings that Anakin killed were like 6 or something. Like they pick them up well early.
Yeah. So I'm like, I feel like it's well in the realm of reality that they would be training their kids to like fly planes and stuff, because it shows like Anakin Skywalker was flying his own, during the Clone Wars, he's flying his own like Jedi fighter and stuff. So I'm like, no, I believe that they would teach him how to fly planes. My high school taught me how to fly planes. Well, not me.
Maybe I'm thinking too much of the original trilogy, but there does seem to be a slight suggestion that Star Wars like treats flying any form of vehicle in the same way that like people out in the country do, like driving tractors, or like I've been driving my dad's car since I was 8 years old, because there are no cops out here. It's that kind of thing.
I guess, yeah. I wonder, are you allowed to drive on Coruscant, like to fly a T-16 on Coruscant and bullseye womp rats, or is that just like a hick thing that Luke got to do because he lived on Tatooine?
I mean, I kind of thought it was that, but maybe they got lax laws. I mean, God damn it, they elected a 13-year-old to be Queen of Naboo, so like they got some weird ideas.
Yeah, planet to planet, maybe the rules are just different.
Yeah.
But that said, it's like that's a weird thing, because it does make it seem like flying a speed, like flying a plane or flying a speeder or a ship or whatever you want to call these vehicles. It does make it seem like it's just like like hopping in your dad's old pickup truck and just putting it in drive. I'm like, I feel like it'd be a lot harder. I've seen the cockpit of an actual airplane. There are so many dials and switches in there. I'm like, there's no way. Like, you'd have to make a million TikToks trying to explain to a child how to fly that. There's no way they have the time or the fucking like the what is it, the not mental capacity. It's like the attention span for that. Anyway, moving on. We have again like Two Boots realizing it's like that what you mentioned, like having that moment of like, oh, the leopard's eating my face. I didn't think that was gonna happen. This is the part where he gets angry because he tells him to change his boots because they're not regulation, and so I'm like, this is that part of like Two Boots realizing that, oh shit, the Empire might be bad.
I'm not allowed my boots.
Okay, one of these days you're gonna have a full podcast episode where you're gonna have to just speak as Richard Ayoade the whole episode. You do that too well. Well, we'll do our review, or we'll do our number in a minute because we're almost done with the episode. But yes, apparently Universal gives it a 7 out of 10 for so far for the show. Are you feeling like, are you liking the show so far, you think?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's the same as it was for me last week, where I said like it's not bad. The show, I cannot tell you that the show is bad. The show is very competent. It is not fucking anything up. I just think it's kind of uninspired. So yeah, it feels a little bit like it's going through the motions for me.
Okay, that's fair. Gravewalker says, "Genius take on the droids. Same thing we do that we have coming. It's your best friend, but yeah, it's a total servant of the government." I'm like, that's true. This thing right here. I'm not going to show you a text from my girlfriend, but this thing right here, it's evil. It's a monster in your. It's Skynet in your pocket. It's not bad, but really not really catching my attention, says Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you in. Yeah, I mean it's by the numbers. Again, I wish it was a little longer, because if they're gonna just make these like short like arcs, well then I'm like, give me a longer, like more episodes, or give me longer of them, so that way I can actually feel like I'm getting something a little more out of it.
Yeah.
Because if this is just another thing to line up with Dave Filoni's like, oh, hey, guys, I have a whole cinematic universe going on where it's like Maul was over here and Ahsoka was there and Ezra was there and they were all doing. I'm like, okay, guys, let's, we don't need the Avengers in Star Wars.
I feel like maybe one of the issues as well, because you mentioned about it being arcs, and with these 2 episodes, there was a slight issue of they kind of split the arc into just 2 episodes. It's one single one of just like, okay, the Empire have gotten here, the Jedi need to get out of Dodge, and they're also looking for Maul, and they sort of need to converge. And I think that is part of the issue with this show for me, is I don't feel like there's much tension within the stories. It's always difficult to make tension when it's something's a prequel, because we know that Maul has to show up in something else later. So we at the very least know where our title character is going to end up by the end of this. And now with the fact that we've got Marek coming up, we know there could be something that happens to him potentially in this, but we do know a version of him has to be available again later to be in Ahsoka.
Exactly. Like, even if he might die or something, or get hurt or mortally wounded, but he's still going to show up later. And same thing for Maul. Like, he has a whole other series that he's going to be in.
And then, unfortunately, I think what they've then done is they've also built in so many plots within this that it's like so many sort of plots that we know already, that there isn't the tension of like, oh, what's going to happen to Lawson? Like, so I'm like, well, for most of these episodes, I'm like, Lawson's going to be fine, because Lawson is one of our main characters and is going through this. Like, I know that Ducky's probably going to die, but I know it's only going to happen towards the end. It's probably not going to happen by now. I know that his son's not going to die straight away, and also like I'm not sure that they're going to be that hardcore in this.
More than likely, they're probably not going to die. More than likely, what's going to happen is Docky. I'm going to say he's going to die. He'll sacrifice himself, because Jedi can die. We can let Jedi get killed, but yeah. These 2 are going to end up joining the rebellion. We're going to see them in a later show somewhere down the line, another animated thing, or we're like, it's going to be like, Captain Lawson show. You're going to hear like a thing over the PA system, and it's going to be like, oh, it's Lawson because he went and joined the rebellion, something like that. He's going to be he's going to be reduced to an Easter egg in a future show that Dave Filoni makes.
He's going to go and hang out with. He's going to go hang out with Andor and with Bail Organa, and the 3 of them are going to be the Hispanic rebellion saviors of the universe. It's going to be great.
Like, exactly. And then Devin may or may not go on to be a Jedi somewhere else. We might see a Tales of the Jedi somewhere down the line where she shows up again, or maybe she'll be Darth Talon. I don't know. Again, I have no idea, but we'll see. Speaking of, I do like this scene with Lawson. I think it's funny how he brings his, like, he has no other option. Like, he's kind of like desperate here, but he brings his son to the fucking casino to see his underground hookup.
Oh yeah, to go see the Shadow Broker. Yeah.
It's like Shepard brings his 17-year-old son to see his side piece, which I think is that's a great thing. It's like, oh, so you're the reason my mom and dad aren't together anymore. Or that's probably not true, but still, I just think I love the awkwardness of him bringing his son and a couple of Jedi to his like underground girlfriend.
I mean, it would be quite funny, yeah, if it came out like, during the episode. It's like, wait, is this what Mom was talking about? It's just like, shut up, all right, shut up.
Oh,
is this where you were on those nights you told us you were at stakeouts? Like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I feel like we're gonna get the reveal that it's like the reason his parents broke up is because he went undercover and like had an affair with this chick, with Liara here. Yeah. So Gravewalker says that the mafia lady was totally based. She went down and I assume died fighting against the stormtroopers. She never hesitated, which is true. Yeah, like when the stormtroopers show up, like she's a kind of a badass.
Yeah, they're bad for business. The Imperials are going to be terrible for business.
Yeah, there's no way she died. Like we saw her run off and like get shot at a couple of times, but there's no way she died. We're gonna see her in the next episode, guaranteed. Let's see, and then yeah, we also see this is Maul. We jump to Maul for a minute, seeing that the Empire is closing in on him, so he decides to go help him out. Let me see here. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Sorry, I keep seeing that little fucking green fox thing, and I'm like, man, I'd forgotten that. I've erased that from my mind by the time we got to record this.
Oh, you're talking about this guy, the weird dude right here?
Yeah. What is this like Sonic OC character that they've pulled out here? Like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, this definitely looks like, I don't know, this looks like a beanstalk or like a celery stalk to me. Like if a celery stalk was given a face. I do appreciate when Star Wars shows us goofy aliens, but yeah, this is a little weird. I'm like,
I think it's more like, how did I forget this? How did I forget this thing? Maybe I was looking at my phone. Maybe I was being one of those awful people.
You're watching while you're just like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna doom scroll.
What can I get on eBay today?
So yeah, let me see here. Yeah, Gravewalker also says Lawson the cop, what a John Wick killing machine. He shot so many people. The gun, like he takes down one of the gunships with his pistol. Like he is kind of like, you show him as kind of a badass, and I feel like Lawson had a past. He was like a smuggler or something. he was a Han Solo type in his day.
Yeah, it's one of the things that like I think comes up sometimes in things like Star Wars. Did it come up earlier in the show that like it in shows like these, and it does make sense that once you get to like energy weapons like this, it is kind of possible to have like the smallest like bottom end of high caliber weaponry and still take out a ship on your own.
Exactly. I'm like, because it's not like it's not like it's a small piece of metal. It's a piece of concentrated plasma being launched at something in it. It's not even lasers. It's technically, their blasters are technically not lasers weapons. They're plasma weapons. So it's like, but yeah, if you launch a superheated bolt of plasma at something, it's going to take it out.
I mean, it's one of those things where if we start getting into like the reality of Star Wars, it all crumbles, because like, and you just have that just on your hip, like all the power to do that is in that. Sure thing.
It's
okay.
Like, what if someone shoots your blaster? Like, what happens? What if it explodes on your hip? Like, yeah. But they've shown multiple times people getting their blasters like destroyed or like cracked or broken or something, and it just sparks a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah, it's always fine. Yeah, it's not like when you're playing Warhammer 40,000 and then you have to roll to see if your plasma pistol blows up and destroys your captain.
That's funny. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you had a main.
Yeah, in Warhammer, plasma pistols are great, but they fuck you up. It's a bit like sorcerers in D&D. Like if you roll badly, it'll just destroy you.
That has earned this. Hypocrisy of that statement, but just the same though, Nerd. Anyway, let me see. Yeah, we continue on with like the chase. We have the spy bot that is continually watching them. Dude, I really am like they're using him very sparingly, but I'm really loving this droid. Like the fact that he's just like all he's doing is just being like a weird, goofy little droid. It's like, oh hello, flips around, starts like watching them and like spying. I really enjoy this droid.
Like, there's a bit of me that is sad. There's like, I feel like there's a universe where this show was every episode was like a different heist, like that Maul had to pull off or something. Maul and his crew had to pull off, or the entire show was just one big long like heist story, and a lot of it was like following that little guy around. And I think it would have been so much fun. But hey, this is what we got.
I do kind of wish. I hope that they show that this droid is like useful for other things. I want to see him in more stuff. I want to see this droid like pop out a gun or something, or pop out his lightsabers and start spinning them around or something. Like I think it'd be really cool to see this droid be used in other way, or other clever little like fucking like I don't know. I think it's a little annoying when we have their spectrum of droids is we have beep boop or oh my master oh my. And so I do enjoy when we have like the ones like Chopper, or we have the ones like this that are like actually that are enjoyable to hang around with. Like I would love to be your buddy. Like Two Boots kind of falls in that oh my master area.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's true.
Maul's droid has a lot of personality. Exactly. I'm like I really enjoy, kind of like Cad Bane's droid, only better by a lot. Exactly. Except also Cad Bane's droid is Seth Green. So there's that. I don't know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. It just is. It simply is.
It just is.
Okay. I don't think we learned this in this episode, but Universal seems to think that we're going to learn that Lawson is an ex bounty hunter. Oh, in the comic
they released before the show.
Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't think they've said that at all on this show, but I don't do homework for TV shows.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll read a comic book if it's cool, but I'm like, I don't. If I have to read a comic book to understand a TV show, then I'm probably not going to watch the show. But yeah, so we have Merrick show up again. We get him fighting against Devin, and it's not bad. It's all right. I do kind of like them being on this like train thing, and then Maul showing up.
Yeah, the train sequence is cool. It's nice to just sort of like get a nice little action sequence set up.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, we have them in this like little tunnel. It's just a cool. I think it's probably easy to animate because all you have to do is loop the tunnel. But
true. Yeah.
But it's real cool. Like I mean, it's a kind of a cool like set piece or like shot for them to be fighting and having a lightsaber duel on. And
you can get to a lot of shenanigans on a train as well. You can get some good, like, disconnecting cars, jumping between cars. It's always fun.
Yeah, like using the cargo on it as like weaponry or like as defense, like you putting it between you and them or something. It is very cool. I enjoy it, and I think maybe that's where the animation went, is into all the lightsaber fights, because the lightsaber fights I think are probably the best animated of the entire. Like they're probably the best parts of the show.
That's true. Yeah, the lightsaber fights always look good. They never disappoint.
Yeah, exactly. The colors look great. Like every shot of this looks like would be a cool like album cover. And let me see here. And again, when we have Maul show up and the two of them actually fight Merrick together, it's pretty badass.
I like that they have like the equivalent of like I am not left-handed. I am not left-handed either. With them revealing their double blades. Like
oh, it is very Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
It's like why are you smiling? Because I know something you do not know. I am not left-handed. It's like, I know something you don't know. I'm not left-handed either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I have a second blade. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I got one too.
It is very cool. I think it's kind of cool that he does it first and is like, oh, look at me. I have a spinning blade. I'm so badass. But I think Maul arguably does it better because I think his is more impressive because he's actually doing it with like precision and control versus the Inquisitor, who is kind of using a crutch by like using the motorized one.
Yeah, yeah, it's sort of just like going in with a buzzsaw almost. It's also fun to see that Marek were using an illegal move there.
Oh, did he turn the lightsaber off?
Or not only turned it off, but like with the just turning it on while it was in Maul's face, like just essentially trying to stab him, a bit like happened in the Acolyte with Jason from The Good Place.
Oh, yep. Yeah, no, you're right. I see what you're trying to do. He tried to like get him.
Yeah, like he just sort of turns it on, which is, there've been all these weird things like, why don't they do this? And like, oh, because it's against the rules, I guess.
Yeah, it's considered to be a cheap move or something like that. Like the idea of turning your lightsaber off and then turning it back on, like to like, oh, we're clashed. Well, all right, let me turn my lightsaber off, get past you, and then just. Bzz.
Yeah, I do like the idea that like every single lightsaber user, even like the evil monsters who want to take over the entire galaxy, are like, oh no, come on! If we started doing that, that would just ruin the entire meta.
It wouldn't look. Yeah, if we just did that, it wouldn't look cool anymore. If you sliced me in half while I'm doing my cool like spinny move, then it wouldn't be badass.
The entire game would just be who can pull that off first, and that would be it. So no, we're not going to do that. That's against the rules. We all agree.
You know what this reminded me of? This feels like a millennial getting into a fight with a Gen Zer with his because the millennial, he's sitting here, he's the old school, he's doing his thing that back like we did in the 90s or the 2000s, and the Gen Z are just sitting there with this fucking fidget spinner, just like, okay, boomer. Like yeah. Darth Maul is confirmed. Darth Maul is a millennial, and Merrick is a Gen Z.
I don't know why, but like the idea of it being a fidget spinner, it's like got this idea of like Gen Z person sitting across the desk from like a millennial guy. Gen Z guy gets out his fidget spinner, spins it, and it's like millennial gets out his tech deck, and it's like, I shall show you.
Straight up. You know what? You laugh. God, I have a tech deck.
Deep magic at me. I was there when it was written.
Yeah, just basically, that's kind of how that feels. I'm just like, because this is because we got wrong one. We got the old Dark Force user who used to be Palpatine's lapdog, and we got the new Palpatine's lapdog, like measuring their dick size with lightsabers. And it's very much like that's the first thing I thought when I'm seeing this. I'm just like, Darth Maul's like, oh, you want to see a dual wheel? I will show you a double bladed light. And the other one's just like, okay, boomer, and just spinning it like a fucking spinner. Love it.
You think you're good because you beat a game that has autosave?
And then he got a Gen Alpha
Mario World 2 without a single save file.
It's like, you think you're badass because you beat Breath of the Wild? Motherfucker, I was playing Majora's Mask before you even an itch in your daddy's pants. Nah, straight up. Like, and then we got the Gen
of the water.
And then we got the Gen Alpha who comes in there and is like, you're both old, and just cuts the
just go down it.
Yeah, no, and I do kind of like that though. That is the best way to end that. I'm like, because then it's over. Fight over, done deal. Episode can end, and we can call it a day. And I'm like, it was a cool way to end that. Like, I like how she like puts her lightsaber up and like it's ready to fight Maul, and then he puts his shit away. Like it's a very cool like tense moment that he's just like, nah. Like I do appreciate that.
That shot where it's like him and Devon and then Lawson's son. I do kind of like it. It does give me vibes of like it would be so much fun if like the trailer voiceover then kicks in. Like Darth Maul was just an underground gangster ruling with an iron fist, and then he's got to get these two crazy kids back home. It's gonna be a long journey, and he's gonna learn a lot about family and about friends.
Oh no! And then he's gonna find out that he's a dog or some shit like some like Adam Sandler style, like record scratch. No, I that
You know,
it's
they're
funny.
like,
I like
yeah, I'm on my way to misery to happiness today. And it's just a montage of like them traveling, trying to get him back to his parents.
it.
I hate these children, but we did have fun in the photo booth at one time when we all got ice cream.
Yep. Just one montage at Coney Island, and Darth Maul's going to find out that he's actually he did want to have family all along.
Yeah.
Let me see. Gravewalker says the awesome game cinematic when the Zabrak Jedi Master kills the Lord of the Sith. I don't know that. Oh
I
no,
do
okay.
remember that. I remember that cinematic, yeah.
Oh yeah, the return cinematic from the Old Republic. Okay. When he kills Darth Vindican. Really? His name is Darth Vindican? By turning on his second blade of a double lightsaber. Okay, that's cool. But still, though, I wanted to go into the moment for that. I'm sorry, you called down the thunder here. Darth Vindican. How much sleep did the guys who wrote Star Wars: The Old Republic? How much sleep did they lose having to like? All right, guys, it's day 3. Fucking A, we are on a deadline. We only have 24 hours left to come up with a good Sith name. And no, Jeff, we're not going to use Erderer. like were they sitting there just like trying to come up with the coolest names, and it's like, all right, well, he's getting revenge for this, he's getting revenge, and like they're gonna take down the jet. It's like, I don't know, it's like Darth Evans. It's like, no, I got it. And then the one guy just busted in the room, like the Dave Filoni of that writing crew, just like busted in the room. It's like, guys, I got it, Darth Vindican. and they all dropped to their knees and cried, like understanding that they finally found their mecca of name. I'm like, what the hell kind of name is? I'm sorry, that is, I'm getting too angry over this. Darth Nauticus Bulliamus. Exactly. I'm like, bro, come on. And certain, like, I'm gonna appreciate, or I'm gonna give Darth Maul. I'm gonna give Darth Maul a pass because he has a hard enough time looking like a Maul.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
but everyone else, I'm like, you guys you guys do not. Yeah, you have stupid names.
And Darth Maul was like the third Darth name we'd heard ever. Like, you know, true. And I was like, yeah, no, that's it works. It's simple. It's cool. It's badass.
Yeah, and I don't care. Vader, like, oh, Vader means father. I'm like, fine, whatever. He was the OG Darth
as well. It's just some people have said this a few times. It just doesn't.
Isn't it like Vater or something like that? Isn't that the actual German word?
Well, yeah, like in German it's Vater. Yeah, which is spelt with a V and a T, so there's no D in it. So it's not. It's just not. It's just vaguely like father. Unfortunately, there are some things as well. I'd be like, oh, it's Latin. It's like, it's not. It's just not Latin. Like, you wouldn't say some of these things.
It's pseudo intellectual Americans trying to make you feel dumb for liking Star Wars. No, but in all seriousness, though. All right, so I guess we've gotten to the point of the episode where, yeah, the episode ends. Like, we have, what's his name? Merrick go up to whoever, Sidious, Vader, whoever the fuck, could be Darth. I don't care. Baron Skull for all I give a shit. Like, but yeah, that's the end of that episode. Where are we at in this? Are we? I'm enjoying it so far. What I'm enjoying more is just making jokes about it. I'm enjoying like having these reviews and just making like fun.
Yeah, I think it is the best bit. What we said it's the way it looks, and like the animation's fantastic. So visually, it's great. It looks fantastic, and there are things to enjoy. I almost wish we were cutting stuff out of it, like. You know, like in some ways, I'm like, this story would be more impressive if it was like the first Clone Wars series that the Samurai Jack guy did, where there's like almost no dialogue in it, and it's just visual storytelling. Like, you know, that moment in that show when you see those clone troopers going into the city. I think it's is it the Mune one where they go to where all the Munes live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like there's just no dialogue, but you know entirely what's going on. Like it's almost feels like you could have done it like that with this. So when it does cool stuff, it's cool, but unfortunately, there's gaps in between the cool stuff, and fairly big ones. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my highlight of the first 4 episodes was Maul putting out that light. So, you know.
was your inability to see the show.
It was just the coolest shit he'd done. I was like, nice, I like it.
I think my highlight for so far for the first 6 episodes, my highlight is definitely that final battle between Maul and Merrick. Like, again, the old versus the new. I enjoy that, and it just feels very like symbolic of like old Star Wars fight kind of clashing with new Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
But yeah, no, maybe that's just me. Like, I'm being one of those weird fans that's like, oh, Clerks was in black and white because it was the camera watching him the whole time. It's like, no, dude, it's just because they didn't want to color grade. Like, maybe sometimes the curtains are just blue. I think. Okay, yeah, you froze for a second there. Now you're back.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, you're good. All right. At that point, though, where are we rating this episode with these 2 episodes, 5 and 6?
I think I'll give him a 3 out of 5. I think because I just kind of wanted to get on with it. So there were some great moments in it, but like the sort of story stuff, I felt just wasn't interesting enough to kind of keep my attention.
That's kind of unfortunately how it feels a lot with these like animated shows. Like, I'll give I'll give Ahsoka a chance. I'll give like Andor was really good, but I give like Mandalorian Grogu a shot with these like one-off or these like side quest kind of stories. But yeah, with animated shows like Bad Batch, with like Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Underworld, it's like some of these get kind of boring at some points.
Yeah, it feels like we're going through the motions, and I kind of feel like we need something that really is new. I think part of it is the fact that now that we have all these eras of Star Wars and gaps in between them, it's like, okay, where do we put something in now that we haven't done before, or hasn't all been sold? And I know people haven't liked it as much, but I'm like, I'd be more interested if like Dave Filoni was like, okay, I'm going to go and play with the High Republic and make a High Republic cartoon. Because then I can do stories that no one cares what happens in it, and I can do wacky stuff and fun stuff and be interesting. Rather than go with something like this where the timeline on this is so constrained. Like, it's just after the prequel trilogy, and there's like 30 years maybe before like the original trilogy kicks off, but we've got like a really tight window of what we can do with this new story for Maul, because we know what happens to Maul here and we know what happens here.
Exactly. It's like it that kind of makes it a little more like you said, constrained, and then it makes it like, well, there's no stakes. Like, we know Maul's not going to die. We know that he's not going to lose anything. He's just going to, something's going to happen that's going to make it, that's going to, maybe he's not going to be Devin's master, but he's not going to lose. He's not going to do anything. He's going to grow old and then go fight Kenobi. Like,
and at some point, do something with Han Solo at some point.
Yeah, he's going to be around with Kira at some point, and he's like him and his having like weird, like him weirdly having like, oh, I'm going to have a young girl apprentice. Like, whatever, bro. Live your best life. You have no dick, so I'm like, do what you got to do. He's like, dude, he's like Loveless. He got cut from the waist down, and now he just surrounds himself with chicks. What the fuck? That's a Wild Wild West reference, everybody. I am old as shit.
Damn. Oh man, I love Wild Wild West. I loved it as a kid. Now it's just like a thing that I know is bad, but I watch every now and then because it's ridiculous.
nostalgia. I enjoy it for its nostalgia. But yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Is that like he's not going to be doing a whole lot of like important, like it's really just a filler of like, oh yeah, you guys want some more Maul? Here you go. I think this could have been a movie. If I'm being 100% honest, these 10 episodes probably could have been an hour and a half, 2 hour movie, and we could have called it a day. Just make an animated movie, Disney Plus exclusive. Boom.
I think that's it. I think like yeah, if you were looking at this from just a pure sort of story editing point, I feel like you could have pared this down and gotten this done way faster and told us the same amount of information. Yeah.
I think you could have done. And maybe my tune will change. We have 4 episodes left. We're 60% through this thing. We have 4 episodes left. 2 next week, 2 the fall. I think and literally on May 4th or May 5th when the show comes out is it drops that Monday. So yeah, it'll be May 4th. So I think that
like why are we doing this? Why are we doing this double release? Like what's the point in 10 episodes if you release 2 at a time?
So they can have the finale on May 4th and be like, oh, hey guys, check out what May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And I think also the Mandalorian and Grogu releases like the following week or that weekend. So they're trying. Actually, let me see. When does Mando and Grogu come out? May 22nd. Yeah. So that's what they're doing, is that they want it to be done by May 4th. So that way when the 2 weeks go by and you finally, and it's time for Mando and Grogu, people actually go see it, you know? Like they're not, or I'm assuming it's so that way they're doing their releases one after the other. And then also like in June, apparently the next X-Men has been announced. Like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, they're just, anywho, we're not talking about Marvel right now. Maybe we will in a few weeks, but I think that, So 3 out of 5. I think I'm going to agree with you on that one, Harrison. 3 out of 5 for these episodes. They're fine. They have some cool parts. They're, if you're young, I feel like this is the thing, is that we always say this, that if you are a young child and this is like your introduction to Star Wars, you're going to be all about it. But if this is your like 10,000th thing of Star Wars that you've watched, like ours, it's pretty by the numbers.
Yeah. I'd say you would definitely watching all of this show, including the episodes that will come out. I will tell you this. I will guarantee. I think that there's no way that this show will be as bad as watching the first day of WrestleMania was last week.
Oh, we only have a few minutes left. Go ahead. Tell me.
Just freaking the day one of WrestleMania sucked. And WrestleMania just in general sucks. So I have not seen really WrestleMania before, like because of how I used to watch wrestling and stuff when I was a kid and what I was available to me. So I didn't know how bad it was at first, but like it's just entirely ads. But like the whole show is ads. I think the show was like just under 4 hours long in total, and there was just over an hour and a half of actual fights.
Jesus Christ.
The rest is like entrances, mostly clips of the Hulk Hogan documentary that's coming out, and Snickers ads.
Snickers. Featuring Macho Man Randy Savage.
And watching one prick from like the Philadelphia Eagles or some shit drink beer. Like they kept cutting to this one football player down in his pints. It was awful.
I mean, when celebrities show up, you got to film them, but that sounds horrible.
And yeah, Universal Night 2 was better. Night 2 was better. I loved the Intercontinental ladder title match. That was sweet. And Roman Reigns and Thingy. I did say that they released a bunch of wrestlers, yes, including all of the Wyatt Six, which is sad. But they weren't doing anything with them, so I'm not that surprised.
What are you gonna do? But all right, I think on that note, we're gonna wrap it up on WrestleMania. We're gonna wrap it up. So I want to say thank you guys all for being here. Thank you to Gravewalkers, Universal. Let me see here. Who else was in? We had Aaron was in here. We had Astere. I'm AE. I'm gonna call you AE because it's easier that way. And we also had Red Six Down in here. So thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you. Like let us know in the comments, what you guys thought of the show. Let us know, and if you're watching this after the fact, comment below. Let us know what you thought, how much you're liking Maul, or whether or not you're, maybe you haven't watched a single episode. I don't know. But let us know what you're thinking, and then also like, subscribe, comment below, do all the YouTube stuffs, and that's all I want to say. Harrison, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, no, please like and subscribe. Yeah, and sorry, dead guy. Yeah, you missed it. Sorry, dude. So you have to catch us another time. Oh yeah, and if you want to go see Deadpool versus Batman, go over to a Dead Guy Comic Dubs on YouTube, and I appear in that as Commissioner Gordon.
Yes, go do that. But also, I just think this is a great thing for it to do, because he missed it. Boom. Okay, that was the last one we're gonna get in there. You don't suck, but you know what? Will you be there next week? And yeah, go check out Batman versus Deadpool. Go check out all this stuff, and check out our episode next week, because we will be back with episodes 7 and 8 of Maul. And until next time, I have been Gilbert.
I've been Harry.
And this has been the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. We will see you guys all next week. And as always, we are all Fulcrum. Take it easy, everybody.